Hey guys, Dr. Dex here. Today I'm going to talk to you about 5 different stair jig tools that I have for layout purposes. So if you get something out of this video or you like it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click that bell icon to be notified when we're putting out new content, as only 18% of you subscribe to this channel, so we want to get those notifications up so that we can let you know that you need to subscribe. Does that make any sense? Just click the subscribe button. So guess what, guys? We are trying to get to 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and we need you to click that subscribe button. So if you're so inclined, please do so. We really appreciate it. Help us grow this channel to a respectable level that we're trying to achieve. It's one of our personal goals, and we're really trying hard to make that a reality. So we really appreciate it if you hit that button. All right, so what I've got here is 5 different types of stair jig tools, from the standard brass ones that you can buy. I don't even know if these are brass, but that you can buy at your local home hardware store. Then I've got another pair here that are a little thicker that I got. I'm not even sure where I got these. I think I got them on clearance at some tool reseller. And then I have a couple pairs of squid jigs with my logo on them. And then I have a set of premium stair jig tools by Martinez Tools. And we're gonna go over the features of each of these. This is probably going to be a quicker video, but I'm going to tell you why these all came about and why people started designing and making these type of jigs, okay? What these jigs are designed for is when you're laying out a staircase and you have a particular rise and run. You have to come up so many inches in height, and your material is a certain amount of depth plus overhang or fascia or whatever. So you have to go a certain rise and run. I like to make my stairs around 7 inches or so, and my depth is about 11.5. I like to leave a little bit of a room for gaps and a little bit of room for play. So that's why I go 11.5. So my stair set is gonna be 7 by 11.5. There's my pattern right here. So what these do, you cinch them down, and then it gives you an equal rise and run for the entire run, regardless of how many stairs you're doing. They all can be identical. So what's the problem with these? I think if you were looking, you could probably see right here, when you have a board that has some wane or some bark or scarf in it or whatever, this isn't working. And this was what was only thing available to us for a certain amount of years. So then somebody said, hey, let's make this field of depth deeper so you can see the difference. This one has an extra 1/2 inch on it or so from these original brass ones. So now when I do my layout, that's catching the waned out area, so I can run back and forth on this. But right here, it's still dipping because it's not quite wide enough. Usually I'd be like, I just maybe wouldn't even select this board, but if that's all you got, man, I get it. It is what it is. Okay, so Squid Jig came out, I don't know, a year or 2 ago. What's really cool is that they can custom laser your logo on the product. Basically whatever you want them to put. I don't know exactly what they'll do and what they won't do. Kind of a cool product. Okay, so, and they made me a set of black squid jigs with my logo on them. We're actually gonna do a limited edition run of these soon, and you guys will be able to get your own black Dr. Dex set of squid jigs, I think for around 40 bucks. Now this is what I like using right here. Okay, it's gonna catch the end of this board, and it has this really cool mounting plate that you can mount your squid jigs to, and then you don't lose them. So that comes in pretty handy to keep them together as a unit. Okay, so I have 11.5 inch run. I've got my 7 inch height. Okay, now I'm rocking and rolling. I can lay out on my board, no problem. And then here's a set of barrels, which they're basically round instead of hexagons. And there's 2 different mounting parts to them, so you can actually use these more like if you wanted to use your square as a vertical unit. You can put these right in the center and they'll center up. Again, I have my logo on these as well, which is kind of cool. And then you can mount these like so. And now you have a way to do a vertical square, repeatable. Maybe you're welding something up or you need something to be really square, and you need it as a third hand. There you go. These smaller squid jigs probably won't do this trick, but these will. And you can mount them in the center or you can mount them to the edge. Maybe you're laying out some 4x material. You need to be really accurate. You can actually get a much wider surface, you can get the square to feel up against the surface a lot better, or a double 2x or whatever, 4xs with this right here. Thing is, depending on what you're doing with them, you might need to change something out. If you're gonna try to use them like a standard squid jig, you might have to use this side instead. You can kind of see here, we got a couple different, but you're gonna have to pull it off maybe you're just using this as a square and you need to cut something and you need a wider plate, or you need to identify something wider than 12 inches. Like some TGIs or something like that. That would be also handy for using these for that kind of purpose or application. Okay, we have this type of squid jig, we have this type of squid jig, and then let's pull out the Martinez. The Martinez, these by the way are all aluminum. So these Martinez are made from aluminum and stainless steel. So it's a very high quality product. There's also, you can see on the bottom, an adjustment nut. So you're able to adjust, because it's spring loaded, you don't have to twist it. Basically, it's very fast. You stick it on the square, you lock it down like this. And you can see this set may be a little bit loose, so we'll have to tighten them up just to get it to sit proper. Okay, that one's a little bit tighter. Oops, they still come off though, so maybe we tighten them up a little bit. All right, so the Martinez jig has a screw in the bottom that you can tighten and loosen. So you turn it clockwise to make it more snug. And then if you make it too tight, it won't fit on the square. So you have to kind of get that sweet spot. Basically what I do is I will stick it on the square and then I will tighten it. Because different squares have different thicknesses. Now that's on there, it's not moving. If you're not tight enough and you go to install it, you can see right here, it's still loose. That's an easy fix by just going up here and going like this. And then once you have them dialed in, they pretty much stay dialed in until you need to change it for the thickness of your square, or possibly, you might have an issue where they run around in your toolbox or something and they might loosen up a little bit, but I really haven't had that issue. So basically, all these, the squid jigs and these Martinez, they're all on there pretty good. If I bang on them, they're pretty much not coming off. That was kind of one of the things I wanted to try, was just to see. I don't want to beat up my good square, because this is my layout square. I've had this thing for 15 years. It's just an aluminum square, but it's just really accurate. So I don't want to bang on this too hard and put it out of whack, because then all my stair jacks will be crazy out of whack. So this one I can twist a little bit, but to avoid that, I would just make sure that this is tight up against the square. So let's do a quick adjustment with the Martinez, because I don't think we did that. Let's go with our 7-inch and 11.5. So you'll notice they're kind of a forward and reverse. Like, you can actually lock these down two different ways. Now if I lock it this way, it's not quite as tight. If I go back this way, I actually had to use a little more force, but it's really cinched on there. And you can see it's still pretty accurately, or there's not much of a decrease here compared to what it is on the square. Once you got these cinched on, they seem to be extremely useful, just like we need. And then you can sit here and do repetitive stair jack layouts as long as you need to. All right, so basically, there you go. I think that these would also work good like the barrel squid jigs. Okay, so in this instance, where I want to use these Martinez, you do have to flip them down a certain direction. That way, it'll sit on the material like this. If I try to flip these backwards the other way, obviously that's not gonna work. So we flip them like this, and you can still use this like an upright square when you're mating different materials together, or you need something that's very square, but you don't have weight, you need a third hand, whatever. So it also works well for that. Well guys, there you go. I hope that's not too much information about jigs, but that's the reason why I think a lot of these products have come out, because somebody's just building a better mousetrap, a better way to use something. So thank you for watching this video. If you like what you saw, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, the bell icon to be notified when we're putting out new content. Don't forget to like this video, and for goodness sake, leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.